All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, and welcome back once again to Blame Your Brother, episode 156, as we creep closer to episode 200, which will be here before you know it. We are Blame Your Brother, streaming every Thursday night, 8 p.m. at blameyourbrother.tv. Come hang out with us as we do the show live. Of course, there are three of us that come to you every week. I am one-third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, the spiritual midget, the dream killer. I'm joined by this gentleman who's sitting very close to me tonight on the left. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? It's the one and only Happy Pants, and of course, LeBron James Safety Pin.
And the birthday boy tonight. It's his birthday. We'll get in a second.
Birthday.
Then, who's that voice? We'll get in a second. And far over to the right tonight, it is the one. It's only John.
Hey, everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
That's right. And tonight we have very special guests with us. We have the guys from Bring Dad a Beer. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, thanks
All
for
right.
having us. Doing all right.
So it's
Thank you.
Kent. Kent's the closest to me.
That's
and
right.
We got Jeff closest to John if you're watching on
Hi,
live,
everybody.
a.k.a. Coach,
Coach.
a.k.a. Chef. Do you have any other AKs you want to drop?
Oh, man. My friends used to call me Mo Pete
Really?
in high school, yeah, because
Okay.
my last name was Peterson, and we grew up in Michigan, Michigan State guy, so they
Okay.
kind of called me that. But I actually have a tattoo.
Really?
It says Mo Pete, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
an AKA then.
That's
We gotta
definitely
bring
an
that
AKA.
one back.
Yeah, that's a confirmed AKA right there.
He's got some really good water park tattoos.
Oh, my goodness. We'll get into that. What about you, Chef? Any other?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay.
Just Chef.
That's all you need, Chef. All right.
Chefry.
So, yeah, we're going to be talking to these guys tonight. We're glad they came and joined us. They do a podcast based out of Nashville, kind of like us, and we'll talk all about that. I'm excited to do that. And we want to thank Christina Porchella last week for coming on the program. Fun episode. A lot of people enjoyed it. If you've got her book, let us know. If you haven't, go get it. It's called F Them All, Big and Small. It's a very good book. I've read it, recommend it. So if you do get the book, tag us on social media and let us know. And thank her so much for coming out. People enjoyed it. So we're going to start like we do every week, a chance for us to apologize for anything we may have said that was wrong, make retractions, omissions for anything that offended people. So, Lee, I know you've got something. What is it? Go ahead.
I was more looking forward to John's more so than
I
anyone's.
believe you offended an entire state again.
Oh, what was it, Alabama?
Yeah, Alabama.
Okay, sorry, Alabama.
All right. John, do you have stuff? I mean,
Oh, I probably do, but I do not remember.
you got your Italian heritage was denounced last week. I mean, by another Italian, not by me.
Hold your card.
What?
Pulled your card.
Yeah,
Pulled
your
your
card.
Italian card. So, do you
Yeah.
want to apologize for your take on pizza?
No.
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 All right. Well, that was your
I
chance,
should
brother.
not apologize.
Speaking of pizza, you have a night to right your wrongs when it comes to pizza.
No, I'm wrong. I'm not right. I'm
Now,
wrong.
We have in the building right now, from the guest, a pepperoni pizza with pineapple on it.
That will not be
You're
great
welcome.
one. Yeah, that will not be eaten by me. I can tell you that right now.
That is
Oh, yeah.
that is a Howie Maui
Ugh.
back there.
Yeah.
Where is it from? Little Caesars?
Hungry Howie's.
Hungry Howie's. Oh my God.
Famished Howard's.
What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take to put famished Howard
Put
in your mouth?
$100 on this table. I'll eat.
$100.
$100.
I'll chip in 10.
Done.
Hold on. That's all has to be done is $100 on the table. You have a slice of pizza.
That comes.
Okay.
to me.
No. He said
said it.
$100 on the table.
Are we playing
He
words?
You got a
say-
$100 bill.
playing
in your-
word games
No, I
now?
got $100 in my wallet.
You put that 100 on
Oh,
the
my
table.
gosh. He's pulling it out, folks.
If you put 100 on the table.
Oh, there's an. Oh,
$100
my
on the
God.
table, go eat the pizza.
Yeah, give it
and
to
then I'm
me.
going to put it back in
Give
my
it-
wallet.
give me the
That's
money.
not what
Okay,
you
that's
said.
what I thought.
That's not what you said.
That's what I thought.
At any time did he say $100 to me?
No, he just said put it on the table.
On the table.
Yeah.
The $100 is on the table. Get you a slice of pizza.
It's referred. You know what we're talking about. So, all right.
And it doesn't matter.
We'll move on. Is there anything you guys need to apologize for in maybe your last episode that you can let us know?
Or for
I do know
our
wrong.
last episode.
He does no wrong. He says, "I don't think we did anything very harsh on our last episode. I think it was pretty clean."
We have been talking about starting beefs with people, though.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. We're in the process of starting a beef with a huge media conglomerate here in Nashville.
Let's
We're
talk-
about to
let's-
take them down.
Let's talk about it. Let's.
Do we want to talk about that
I'd
right
say-
now?
I'm
The
sure.
time-
I would love to.
The time for summer beef is almost over, so you got to
Okay.
hurry up because you got to do that in the summer.
Our beefs don't stop
No,
for
it's-
seasons. They carry over.
Well, Dave, you and I kind of talked about this off the air a little bit, but Nashville Scene's doing the big, Best of Nashville podcast. And
Right.
I talked to them and they said you have to vote for 25 things in order for your ballot to count.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Which is ridiculous, in my opinion. So if they don't count our votes, because we have we have a decent amount of fans that voted
Right.
for us, and apparently they're not going to count their votes if they don't vote for 24 other things. So if we don't get on, if we're not in the top, here's what's going to happen. If we're not in the top 3, there's going to be problems. Let me just say it. Let me just put it like that. There's going to be problems, yeah.
Undisclosed.
They don't want this beef.
We have an idea of what we're actually going to do our own awards.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Nashville Scene's going to be in there, but not for anything good.
Good.
Okay.
Well,
Like it,
Do
I
you
like
guys
it.
know anybody that works there?
no, we do not.
Okay, cool.
Which is
You-
kind of
So
kind
screw those guys then.
Well, it's crazy that we won because the first place people that won have a marriage person. Screw it. Her husband works there or did work there. It's like a big timer there. So
conspiracy.
I mean, collusion. I don't know. Maybe they're that popular. Maybe inside job. I don't know. So I'm like you. If we don't come in at least first, second, or third, I'm with you.
Let's do this. Let's
this
take
is
them
not
down.
going to be allowed. I mean, this is
Well, there's
not
only
the-
so many spots.
we got a celebrity this week to go out and campaign votes for us.
That was
The-
huge.
The one and only Ken Bone is out there begging people to vote for us. Now, if Ken Bone doesn't bring in votes,
First off, Ken Bone, I don't know if I would say is a celebrity.
Yeah, he
Wait,
for
wait,
sure
wait.
is a
Ken
celebrity.
Bone is
Yeah.
Complete with the red sweater?
not the red.
Oh, the
Sox.
Bone is a
see,
celebrity.
He's got to have the red sweater early.
Talking about the Bone Zone right now?
The Bone Man out. That's what he said in the video. So, yeah, it's obviously a silly award. Can you imagine if you went to vote for like the mayor and they're like, well, if you don't vote for 12 other people, your vote doesn't count. It's like, I think that's not true. And I think they're only doing that to try to get other people actually interested in these fake awards they have. So it will be interesting to see. It ends September 5th. So if you want to go vote for us or Bring Dad a Beer, that's fine. Either one. I mean, prefer
But
us.
mostly us, right?
But, whatever. But go to Best of Nashville 2019.
I mean, if you are stuck on choosing, go with the ones that have the most microphones.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. We don't have an. I'm sorry. I do have to. I should have apologized for that at the beginning.
Oh,
we were
boy.
measuring
Here we go.
Yeah,
I'm
let's have
sorry.
it. Yeah, let's have this.
Oh, I was going to bring it up.
I'm so sorry.
Go
Well,
explain
we
it.
had
Go.
Dave on our show. We literally have 3 microphones. That's all. I mean, we're a very low budget podcast, I would say. So I would have loved to have all 3 of you guys on, but we have 3 microphones. That's it. So one for us each and a guest, and
Yeah.
that's all we went with. So we couldn't have you guys. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I
Oh,
would
it's
just
not
say-
fine. He's been talking shit about you guys every week since then.
That's all I do. But
This
I will
guy?
Say, no, me.
This
me.
guy.
This guy's been
He's
talking.
been all like, bring down a microphone.
It's pretty good, actually.
That is good. That was
I
good.
did not say that, but that was good. That's John's line.
If this wasn't your house and you weren't serving me bourbon, we would have
It'd be
problems.
on.
It'd be on.
I would just say vote the alphabetical route. Blame your brother. Bring Dad a beer.
Oh, there you go.
Obviously, blame is before bring.
Okay.
So,
Hey, I'm fine with that.
I'm Peacemaker. Vote for at least one of us, please. At least have one of us there in the top 3. And when we can get invited, we'll just invite the other people with us. To
Oh
tag
yeah,
along.
we'll be your like
Your plus one.
Yeah, there you go.
Entourage.
There
Yeah.
you go. So then we'll crash the party inside. We'll break it apart from the inside.
I'll do a Kanye West up there, like
There
just
you
take
go.
the microphone and like blame your brother. You had a great podcast, but Bring Dad a Beer is the best
you
podcast
go.
of all time.
Do I get to be Beyonce?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I guess that makes David Taylor Swift.
Oh, jeez. That's who I don't want to be in that story. Yeah, so anyway, go there and vote.
There's
Whatever.
worse times to be Taylor Swift, I'm sure.
Right. All right, so let's talk about these guys here. Bring Dad a Beer. So, story, how do you guys know each other? Because you're not from Tennessee, right? You're both from Detroit or Michigan. You're not from Detroit.
yeah. We're both.
I am from Detroit. He's from the west side of the state.
Okay. So how did you
One of
guys...
those West Siders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So how did you guys get to know each other?
It was forced upon us.
Oh, is it a marriage thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are brother-in-laws.
Ah, okay.
So our
Gotcha.
wives are sisters.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. I used to do a podcast with my brother-in-law, so that makes I've told him many times, like, he would want to hang out with you guys. Like,
Yeah.
he's from Michigan as well. He loves baseball. He loves beer. He loves all that. So, but anyway, so your brother-in-law, do you end up moving here at the same time, or was one of you first? Or
I was about 4 years prior.
okay.
Yeah, I've only been here for about a year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So how did you say, hey, let's do a podcast? Was there other podcasts you were listening to? Was there anything that kind of struck your fancy?
I mean, honestly, it was something that we started. So each of us have 3 kids, and we also have we also live across the street from each other, which is unique. And then we have another brother-in-law that lives next door to me, and he has 4 kids. So there's 10 total on our street. It's really crazy, but it was a thing that kind of started last year, a couple months after I started living here, and the kids would be asleep, and we always hung out at night. We'd play like beer pong or just like ping pong or whatever, and we'd be drinking beers, and everything we were talking about was like, man, this is funny enough for like other people to listen to. So we kind of started it, and that's how it started. Honestly, that's how it started, just from an organic, like, hey, what if we just recorded this and like put it out there and see if anyone else liked it? And it seems like a couple of other people do. So
yeah, no, it's a great show.
Thank you.
So you guys got some press out of it. You got mentioned in the Tennessean, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You're also on, what's the TV show you're on? It's called Nashville Today.
We were actually on 2.
Talk of the
TV
Town.
shows. Talk of the
and-
Town
okay,
and the Today Show.
Oh, okay. Nashville Today.
Nashville.
Okay, not the Today Show.
The Today Show's next month, dude.
Wait.
Slow down.
Spoiler alert.
Damn it.
So how did that? Did you see like a great spike in numbers, or was it just kind of cool to do that?
The Tennessean actually was really helpful, and we did see a big spike when that came out, which is surprising because it's like you wouldn't think, not to bash the Tennessean, but like you don't think that many people read the newspaper still. But we got a lot of new followers and listeners from that. But the TV ones were less than I thought were going to happen. And I mean, we still got a little bit of a spike, but it wasn't like, oh my God, we just went on TV and like thousands of more people are listening to us. So that's kind of how that worked out.
So we're in talks right now, me and Lee. I don't know if John's interested or not to get on that Nashville Today show or whatever.
Yeah, you should.
So what was that like? I mean, is it like, because we had a friend go on there and she kind of told us, Becky Warren went on, kind of told us about it, but was it what it looked like? Is it much smaller in person?
No.
It's kind of,
it was smaller in person. Like you walk into the studio and you're like, everything you see on TV, you can't believe it happens in like a room this big.
Okay.
Kelly Sutton and
the other girl,
Carol Sullivan.
Okay.
Yeah. They're awesome.
Okay.
We've had Kelly on our show, and they're amazing. They make you feel at home, and it's real comfortable.
So what was the prep like? Were they like, hey, we're going to ask you these wacky questions?
None.
Or none?
No.
Oh, so just come on over.
You're sitting in a chair, and then it's like all like off to the side, and then they're like, all right, it's your turn, and boom, they bring you over to the comfy chairs during commercial, and you're on. And then you're just sitting there like, okay, let's do this.
There you go. Well, there we go. We got a dog not liking those comments. Okay, so
Dog is not a big fan of our show. By
apparently
the way.
not. He didn't. I don't think he liked Nashville or Today or whatever it's called.
They did tell us that they were going to play that. We did on Kelly's show. I get the two mixed up now, and I shouldn't because I love them both. Both the ones that we went on, but on Kelly and Carol's show that we went on, they did tell us we were going to play the Never Have I Ever game.
Okay.
They just didn't tell us like what the questions were going to be, and then they didn't tell us any of the like other lead up questions because they kind of wanted it to be organic as well. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And so you did that.
Yeah.
Everything's steamrolling out. So kind of give a synopsis of what your show is so people listening, like, what is this show about? Just what's your quick, like, elevator pitch for it?
So my elevator pitch would be it's two stay-at-home dads. I don't know if I mentioned that or not already,
Not yet,
but
no.
Jeff and I both are stay-at-home dads. Our wives are in corporate America, so we're the primary caregivers for our kids. And we kind of talk about our family a little bit, but when we started, we thought it was going to be that, like, we're going to do kind of like a parenting thing. And not to go back to earlier questions, but were we listening to any other podcasts? When we first started, we went through like all the ones that had the word like dad in it.
Right, yeah.
Or anybody that was talking about dad parenting at all. And to be honest, and this isn't a slight at anybody, they were all really bad.
Yeah.
And like low quality, and they weren't funny or engaging or anything. So I was like, I think we can do better at like what's out there right now. And so we started it, and we thought it was going to be, the dad. We're going to do this whole dad thing. And then once we started, it was like we started talking about drinks and sports and like a little bit of like what you guys do. We don't do politics, but we do a lot of like pop culture and like a lot of like what's trending and things like that. So it's been really fun, but it's kind of all over the board like your guys' is, but with the overarching theme of these two stay-at-home dads that are giving you the perspective.
Yeah, well, it's great. I mean,
that was a long elevator ride, by the way.
I mean, most of them are. Most of them are. Yeah, so I mean, it's a really great show. You got some great segments. You got like a bless your heart segment where you go around town and I'm active with my kids. I mean, I think we're all active with our kids here, and you're right. It's amazing how many like older women will come up to you when they see you. Like I used to go shopping with my 2 boys all the time, and people would just come up and go, "Oh my God, that's so great! You're out here shopping." I'm like, "Well, I mean, yeah. What's the alternative? I mean, what am I going to do? Leave them at home?" But so do you? I mean, you guys still get that a lot, like when you go out?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, why do you think that? Why do you think that blows people's minds though in like 2019? Like,
I mean, we don't get it so much anymore because we go to the same grocery store every single time.
Right.
So the old ladies there know us by
Right.
now, and they're not going to say anything. But there is that off chance that we venture out, and we get it.
Right. Yeah.
It is surprising though, like you said in 2019, that so many people are still like surprised that dads are out with their kids.
Yeah.
And it's not like Jeff said, it's not as much the like store like clerks or anything like that. It's more the other patrons that are there that are like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Or like, "Can I?" Like, I'm just trying to get some milk and bread right now. Like, yes, because I have twins too, and they're always like, "Oh my God, are they twins?" It's like, yes, and it's like, "Are they identical?" It's like, well, no, that one's a boy and a girl, so they have different private parts, so they're definitely not identical. Right. But yeah, it's like, just A, don't talk to me, and B, like, well, not like that. I'm not a mean guy. I was still talking. Like no. I'm not. Yeah, but it is surprising that it's like they feel that strongly that they want to come up and like even say anything about the fact that I'm with my kids. It's like, why would you do that if that was a woman with her kids? Probably not.
No, for sure not. So and I'm with Ken here. Like, I'm a nice guy if you approach me at a grocery store, but I am not going to go out of my way to start having conversations with like every person I pass, which I find is very weird when you go grocery shopping. There are those people that just, they want to talk. Like, I guess they don't have anybody to talk to, so they're like, well, let me just. And I'm like you, I'm not going to go out of my way, but I'm not going to go get out of my face, woman. But internally, I'm thinking get out of my face.
From now on, I'm going to go up to any man that has a kid and say something.
There you go.
But I will also say this. After having a child, I've had to get used to old people waving at me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're waving at my daughter, but it's like they're waving at us. That didn't happen before.
No.
It's a little
weird. I mean, not with their whole hand, just the one finger.
Got me, John. You got me.
This guy.
He's got one-liners all night.
I like it.
Well, yeah. So, and you're right. I did a podcast with my brother-in-law for a little bit. It was called The Other Half, and it was about me and him being dads and things like that. And we found that, we can only talk about parenting for so long. We just killed the show. We're like, we can't do. And we were already doing a normal show where we talked about like sports and things like that.
Yeah.
So I understand, incorporating kind of bits and pieces of it in there. It makes total sense.
Yeah.
And it's a very entertaining show. It's very good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I do enjoy it. So, all right, Lee.
I wanted to talk about something. So last week we had Wee Wee on the show. Great guest. She spoke to me and she said, I meditated, I made directed, and I willed $1 million into my life. And I said, that sounds exciting, right?
Right.
Like, that's what I want for myself. So I started asking all these other people. I was like, because if you've seen the movie Man in the Moon with Jim Carrey, it's kind of a documentary of him doing the Man in the Moon.
Well, Man in the Moon is the name of the actual movie.
What was the name of the documentary?
He did a documentary, Andy and Me.
Andy Kaufman, yeah.
Andy and Me.
Okay, Andy and Me. But in that movie, he says the same thing. He like willed stuff as a child, and he wrote himself a paycheck for $1 million, and he said, I'm going to make it at this age, and it happened to him. So I was like, if other people are doing it, why can't I? So I started asking other people, and they were like, nah, there's no way. She's crazy. It's confirmation bias. I need to know from you guys, can I will myself $1 million?
You're asking me?
Yeah, I think he's asking you.
No, you can't do that.
No?
I mean, if you can, like, it sounds very like Michael Scottish to me. Like, remember when he thought he was going to, like, pay for all these kids'
I knew
college?
you were going to say that exact episode.
Scott's Tots.
Scott's Tots.
Scott's Tots. And, like, he willed it by writing the check early on and then didn't come to fruition. So, like, even though that's a show, I don't think you can do that. But, like, I wouldn't knock you for trying it. Like, just go for it. Like, just keep trying.
So you think she was just lucky? She, like, willed herself and then she won $1 million?
Well, he's talking about, like, so The Secret is kind of what the guideline is
that
for.
Oprah's thing?
Yeah, she featured the book on there. But I've heard, I mean, I listen to other podcasts where they talk about this thing, and it's kind of just putting, the general idea is putting, I mean, hers was a little bit more detailed. She didn't get into, but a lot of people say if you put positive energy out into the world, you will be met with positive energy.
Oh, so I'm screwed.
Well, yeah, pretty much. You're screwed, yes.
Okay, well, that explains everything.
I mean, her story was pretty wild. and it happened. So it's hard to discredit her knowing we saw her on TV win $1 million. So it's hard to go, well, no, that didn't happen. So I don't know. I guess if you don't believe anything, it's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, I did believe, and
no,
then
but
everyone
you don't. You're here asking guests about is it possible, and they don't even, have any strong credence to it.
I started telling other people, and they're like, "Come on, man, you're a sensible, reasonable person." So I asked someone else. They're like, "Come on, man."
I mean, do you think
he just straight up said no?
Yeah, I mean, or do you think you're gonna get on a game show? Is that?
I don't.
You don't know. So how did
it doesn't matter.
Okay, so did she think that she was going to win $1 million? Is that what she said, or she just said, "I'm gonna have $1 million"?
$1 million is gonna come into my life.
Wow, that's actually I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
She said it happened. I don't know.
It's not documented anywhere. But.
I mean, in the book, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't hurt, I guess, is what I would say.
So I should try or I shouldn't try?
And
you should definitely try.
Try.
Yeah.
Is it hard to be positive all the time? Of course it is. I mean, that's why it's not going to happen for us.
So if I get $1 million, y'all going to be trying this too, right?
Well, it'll be documented on this show that you started doing it. Yeah,
you get that $1 million, I'll try.
Well, let's put some more $100 on the table. I'll be that much closer.
Yeah. The last time I put $100 on the table, nothing happened.
Right. There you go. Point proven.
It will.
So is that really?
Sorry. I wanted to ask
the secret. Why don't you just buy The Secret and read it and then come back and talk to us?
Well, I'm in the middle of a good book.
Are you reading her book?
Yes.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Oh.
All right. Well, so let's see. So we talked the podcast. You're drinking a beer tonight.
I am.
What are you drinking there? Sam Adams?
This looks like a Sam Adams porch rocker, it's called.
Okay.
We usually do like ratings on our show. Can I rate this one?
Yeah, I want you to rate it. Yeah.
I usually don't like this. It was presented to me as a summertime beer, is what Lee said when he handed it to me. And I usually don't like those very summery, like weedy type beers, but this one's really good.
It is good.
It says refreshing, tangy Radler. It's good. I would give this this would be like a high 7 for me, like a 7.9, which is a really good score.
Right, so that's
I like that.
That's Kent. Jeff, you just had a swig of it. Just based on the swig, what would you
I'm right along with him, 7.9.
All right, there you go.
And I'm drinking a couple of ice cubes right here.
Well, help yourself.
Get you another bottle.
Can I get
that's right over
there.
Is it
please.
okay if I just go like this?
Why don't you just put it on the table and pass over to me while you're done
Just drink
with
for
it.
the bottle.
There you go.
We're all friends here.
All right, so you've had some great guests on your program recently.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had Danielle Breezy on the show.
Yeah,
She's
she was
fantastic.
awesome. Yeah.
But then highlight some other people you had that were huge for you.
For me personally, my favorite, I shouldn't say favorite. One of the biggest guests, in my opinion, we've had was a guy by the name of Stu Douglas. Okay. And he used to play basketball at the University of Michigan, which Jeff and I are both really big fans of that school. And I was like in the prime of my like fandom when he was a big player there. And he's actually playing overseas right now, and he agreed to come on the show. And we did basically like a Skype call with him, and he was in like Israel or something crazy.
Yeah. Jerusalem.
But and the audio came out great, and we had like really fun conversation with him, and like I think we're friends now, which is like really weird because like he said if he ever comes to Nashville, he'll hit us up, and I was like, oh man, this is crazy because I'm a big fan of his. But just last week we had Francis Ellis on. He's the guy that was recently working at Barstool.
Right.
Really good blogger, really funny guy. He's a stand-up comedian. He was a really big guest for us. Like he mentioned, we've had Kelly Sutton on. Our brother-in-law, whose name is Trevor Rosen, he's in the band Old Dominion. He was a big guest for us. He got us a lot of views and followers and things like that. So, yeah, we've had a really good – in fact, I just tweeted about this a couple of days ago because when we started podcasting, I didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't even know if we were going to have guests at first. We were like, should we do this? And then – like not even a year in, we're only 9 months into this, and like I love like when I go back and look at our guest list, it's like this is a competitive guest list up against like any podcast that's in Tennessee, like except for you guys get great guests too, but it was really shocking when I started thinking and like looking back at how many people agreed to come on the show and like what awesome conversations we've had with these people that would have never happened if we didn't have a podcast.
That's true. And then your best guess was me. So, you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
That's no big deal.
Yeah. We had you on too.
But yes.
What will help you guys is if you get more than one mic.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Wow.
It would be helpful.
Shots fired right
Someone's
there.
a little
John,
bitter.
they're growing. Give them a chance here. They've only been doing it for 9 months.
Yeah.
So we did a 24-hour stream for our 100th episode.
That's crazy. I still can't believe that.
Think ahead. What are you going to do for your 100th episode? Because you will get there. So what? Any?
Right now, our first goal is getting to the end of the year.
Okay.
And we're going to have our award show.
Okay.
That's what we're thinking about right now. So that'll
go.
be at around 52.
Okay, that's good.
100 is, that's a year away.
So start thinking about it though, and if you want to do a 24-hour stream, we'll help you guys out with planning.
That seems were you guys awake the whole time?
Yeah,
it was actually closer for us to be awake for like 32.
No, it was long. I was longer than that because I woke up at like 5 a.m. the following morning, so I was up for like.
I think I could do 48.
Yeah, he wants to do 48.
You should.
I could do 48. These guys can't make it. So
Yeah.
they were done.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
John,
There's no way.
John drank 2 5-hour energy. Someone convinced him to drink shotgun those. You could see his body vibrating. Yeah. And then about an hour later, it was like he was having heart palpitations and needed medical attention. But he suffered through it.
We made it, so it was fun. So okay, well let's talk about the news. We do that frequently. I know you want to talk about some of these stories here, and these are some good ones. Sports ones and non-sports ones. So. So Dave Chappelle came out with a special this week, Sticks and Stones, and it has been released on Netflix, and people have a lot to say about it. So I guess I know John, you've seen it. Jeff, have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kent.
I've watched it 3 times already.
Okay, and then Lee, have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay,